taters? What's taters, precious?
You should do that.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. All right.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know where that's from Lord of the Rings. Which movie?
The first one.
No.
It's not?
No.
I could have sworn. No, you're right.
Gollum was with them, remember?
Yeah. No, you're right. I could have. It's the second one.
Second one.
All right, got
What's it called?
Ooh, the Two Towers.
A lot of people say that's Twin Towers.
I know that's the easy mistake to make, but wrong.
Way different. Wrong. Not correct.
You know what's it? The Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and no. Yeah, okay. I thought I just did it too.
I thought you did it wrong too for a second. What the fuck?
I was like, did I just fucking subconsciously? Yeah, Two Towers, and then the Return of the King.
Yes.
I remember.
The Return of the King's actually going to be back in the theater for like a day.
Oh fuck yeah!
I was like, I'm gonna go watch that shit.
Extendo or theatrical?
Theatrical.
Yeah, naturally. Still good, but
3.5 hour movie.
No, what was it? I remember the World of Warcraft joke. It cracked me up. One of the human jokes he told. He was like, I got an idea for a new book series or whatever. And he was like, it's gonna be about a magical bracelet. And he's like, the book one will be the friendship of the bracelet. Book 2 will be a couple of towers. And he's like, and book 3 will be, hey, the king's back. Loved it. I was like, fuck yeah.
That is fucking hilarious. But welcome back, nerds. I am Mykal-Lee.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Big Effin' Nerds.
Yeah.
Episode number 2.
Yeah.
No guest this week.
No. Fuck. Never again.
No, hell no.
Just kidding. That was the worst experience of my life.
No. It's okay, Marco. You did good.
Marco.
I can only imagine. He's just like, I did so bad.
I tried.
Yeah, he was nervous, but you know, who isn't going to be nervous?
I mean, shit, I was nervous. I was still nervous. It's still like, it's our second day back, but it's still, like I said, first day jitter.
Yeah, rewatching the video, I definitely was like looking at it. And I go, we didn't even introduce ourselves, so I had to just throw it in. I had to throw it in when I introduced Marco.
Oh yeah.
So I was just like,
you know what's funny too is like as I was rewatching the video, I saw when you were like, all right, Marco, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and I went, oh, that's the worst. Don't make him do that. No, don't do that.
I did that on purpose. I was like, oh, you know, it'd be hilarious if he got the new kid at school.
Yeah, stand up, tell us your name, a little bit about yourself. You're like,
and then you have all the other kids, and then like whispering, fucking, who the fuck?
He doesn't even go here.
He dresses weird. He talks funny. I'm from New York.
I'm from New York. What are you talking about?
You talk funny.
You talk funny. You talk like a fucking gobbledygook is what you talking.
Gobbledygook. It's so funny. I've been hearing that phrase lately, gobbledygook, and all I think about is Hogwarts.
Harry Potter, yeah. That's the goblin language.
That's the literal goblin language.
Gobbledygook.
So, matter of fact, I think What's His Nuts had mentioned it in one of his episodes, and I was like,
"Who? Time's up?"
Yeah. Dan Cummins. He mentioned
gobbledygook.
He just said gobbledygook.
Yeah.
And I just instantly goblin.
Goblin. Instantly ran rock, you motherfucker.
And we're
Tell me
gonna
a fact.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a couple. I'm gonna give you 2 or 3.
All right. Do I get a pick?
Yeah.
All right. Out of 1144.
1144.
I already picked 1143, didn't I?
Yeah. Stop picking the ends.
1142.
Son of a bitch.
I'll pick a different one after that.
Oh man. Oh.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I remember because I remember it was those chops. I remember.
Yeah. All right. Fact number 1142. The largest detonated bomb in the world was the Tsar bomb on October 30th, 1961 by the Soviet Union. The blast was 3,000 times stronger than the bomb used on Hiroshima.
How many times?
3,000 times.
Fuck.
The impact was strong enough to break windows 560 miles away.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
And why? And they lost?
Yeah. I mean,
you could have won.
To be fair, I mean, they're not trying to use no one's trying to use the nuclear weapons because as soon as that happens,
as soon as one goes off, they're all going off.
Fuck. Yep. It's going to be hell on earth.
And then that's it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. But yeah, 3,000 times more than that bomb. And we've seen video. We've seen of that one. It's a large one. Yeah. Took out a level to city.
So many people got hit. You know, I don't know how many miles away too, but like,
the fallout.
Yeah, holy shit.
Even the blast wave, like fuck. 560. What's that in comparison to for here?
560 miles away. Like,
because that means that, say, if we were to get smacked right here, people in LA,
yeah,
their
people
windows.
in LA would be getting hit too. Like,
Matter of fact, probably people in Colorado would probably be getting smacked. Fuck.
Vegas, Reno, everybody's getting hit.
That really shows how big not Soviet Union, the fucking Russia is. But there is a lot of just empty space in that fucking country.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's pretty, I wouldn't say uninhabitable, but I don't want to go there. I don't want to live there.
I would say it's uninhabitable.
Yeah.
The Siberia.
Oh,
fuck.
Siberia. I mean, forget about it. Siberia.
It's like a perma blizzard.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's where they sent Chikatilo.
Oh yeah, right. That's right.
They shot him in the back of his fucking head.
Andre Chikatilo.
You know, I don't agree with the Russians a lot, but the way they handled prisoners back then, I'm like, I mean, at least him.
He's the one Ukrainian that I would allow the Russians to fucking kill.
Yeah, at least him. Like they just walked into a cell, just shot him in the back of the head. And I'm like, all right.
That's how you handle stuff. That's how you handle rapists and murderers.
Serial killers / rapists.
Yeah. All right, give me one more numeral.
I don't know. I saw a picture of a bear with a machine gun.
No,
and I wanted to see what that was. I mean,
that's gonna be later. No.
Oh, come on. I'll pick one more out of the
Let me see. Let me see.
See if it's anything good.
It ties into the last fact.
Now you must.
Whatever.
I'll pick one more like random one.
So this fact is 1129, just
Okay.
for future reference, so that we know we ain't gonna be calling that number in the future.
Okay.
All right. In 1945, a man named fuck. I'm so rusty on my Japanese.
Oh, here we go.
Tsutomu Yamaguchi.
Sounds right to me.
Yamaguchi. Ah, fuck. I butchered that. I'm
You
so
had it right
sorry.
the first time.
But survived the atomic blast at Hiroshima only to catch the morning train so that he could arrive at his job on time in Nagasaki, where he survived another atomic blast.
I heard about this fucking guy. Yeah, he left and he got hit with the other one. Like,
What the fuck?
And that, by the way, that was the wrong one.
Yeah, no, I looked up and I was like, oh yeah, that's that one.
Yeah, no, I heard about this guy. That fucking man, could you be more unlucky?
Fuck.
Damn.
Not one, but two. He survived. Both
of them.
What the fuck?
Both of them.
He's a cockroach.
We mean that as a compliment, believe it or not. Right now. You survived that shit, and that's kind of unbelievable.
We're not calling you a cockroach and being like, oh, what a disgusting human being.
Yeah,
No, I meant like cockroaches and like dude's not dying.
I mean, like, are you a superhero, bro? How'd you do that?
For real.
Yeah.
He got bit by a radioactive cockroach.
Yeah. Are you going to turn into the Hulk? Is that what's going to happen? All the gamma radiation or something?
I actually was looking at, and it said a dark fan theory. I'm like, it probably would be just make more sense just to call it that. Like, that's the reasoning, was the whole, because of the Infinity Stones having so much gamma radiation, and with Jane Foster in Love and Thunder getting cancer.
Right, to sped her along.
It just makes sense. But people are like, it's a dark fan theory. I'm like, that you might as well just say that's what happened, because that makes way more sense than whatever Marvel's probably going to come up with.
Yeah, right. Then I don't know what I'm not even going to try what they're going to think of.
I thought they had mentioned something in the movie, but I can't remember that movie.
How she died?
No, how she got cancer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really remember.
I don't remember either.
But anyways.
Oh well.
Oh well. Just before we get right into the news and stuff, I just want to reiterate, this episode will be mainly focused on catching up on Mandalorian and The Last of Us. So
the last 2 episodes of The Last of Us and the first 2 episodes of The Mandalorian.
Anyways, let's get rolling with nerdy news and reviews. That's just in.
This just in on nerdy news. Shut the fuck up, Dave. Fucking Dave.
Dave, why haven't we fired him yet?
I don't know, Dave. But you fool, count your fucking days.
Just you wait till this fucking episode is over.
Dave, I'm gonna smack the fucking taste out of your mouth.
You remember, there's no HR here.
We're HR. We take your complaints very seriously.
Jesus.
Anyway. All right. So I almost forgot to mention it, but I was scrolling today and saw it. So we got John Bernthal confirmed coming back or returning. I guess same thing. Returning as the Punisher in Daredevil: Born Again. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I still need to catch up on that stuff. But I have seen some of the episodes with John Bernthal's Punisher, and I like him a lot.
What, season 2 of Daredevil or his own show?
Season 2 of Daredevil.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
But yeah, dude, that's gonna be fucking cool.
He beat the shit out of Daredevil. He gave him the fucking business.
He's the Punisher.
Yeah.
If he does nothing but punish, right. I'm gonna be like, dude, give me your fucking name. You don't deserve that name.
What are you doing? Who is this guy?
Where's your name tag?
Who is this fucking guy? Get him out of here.
So,
But it's funny. I know I said it before. We were walking around Hell's Kitchen when I was in New York. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, where is he? Where's Daredevil? Where?
stupid.
Waiting to see his little fucking.
Can you imagine? Excuse me.
If I saw that, man, I don't know what I would do.
What?
If I
if you saw-
actually saw Daredevil.
he's real?
I gotta find him.
That means who else is real? Ooh. That means Spider-Man should be real.
Sick. Sick.
Spider-Man, can you bite me and somehow I get the same powers?
Spider powers? No.
That's not how that works.
Damn it.
Have you tried? Gimme.
He's like, well, no, then.
Well, no. Yeah.
Well, no, but you're already rolling your sleeve up, huh?
Peter, I'm willing to get bit.
Bite me. Anyway, so we got that. Also, Punisher related, it's rumored that he's going to be showing up in the Armor Wars show, and that he's going to be showing up in the War Machine armor, just like in the comics. Which, like, man, if there's one upgrade the Punisher could get, it'd be the War Machine armor. Like, fuck.
I can't even imagine the absolute destruction that he could fucking do.
I mean, like, game over. Like, it's like, what are you going to do?
I mean, by himself alone with just normal ass fucking weapons, he's doing major ass damage.
Yeah.
But you give him an actual suit that's a literal weapon. Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, that's
We're
designed
done.
head to toe to be a weapon. You give that to him.
It's
like, bro,
literally called War Machine.
you give it to that guy? Like, man, like if there was one upgrade that would have fit for him perfectly, that's it. And then real quick, I just heard about it. Warner Bros. Is apparently planning some new Lord of the Rings movies.
Warner Bros. Is?
That's what it says, yes.
I don't know if I'm liking that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly like what kind of story they're gonna tell, or if they're gonna tell like make a whole new story. I don't know.
Might as well get into Silmarillion.
Yeah, but I know we talked about it. Isn't that kind of what Rings of Power kind of was? Lightweight.
It is, but it's only in. It only deals with like the Second Age.
Oh yeah, well, because the Silmarillion itself covers what, like thousands of years.
Yeah, the Silmarillion I think covers the First Age, the absolute beginnings of Middle Earth and of man and elves. Yeah, and of not Dark Wizard. Oh yeah, a Dark Wizard, I guess you could say. He's almost like the way I was reading it. So I just got the Silmarillion, and I know of stories, but I haven't read it myself in particularly. Just got it, read the first like chapter, and already I'm seeing biblical ties. Not exactly biblical. A lot of inspiration for J.R.R. Tolkien was Norse mythology. So, but you get to see a character that's similar to how Lucifer came about. So,
Okay. And that's all in the book, the Silmarillion?
yeah, and that was just in the first fucking chapter.
Damn.
I was like getting right into it. Cool.
Getting good. All right. Fuck yeah.
But yeah, that literally talks about the beginnings of everything Middle Earth. I don't think Warner Bros. Would go like that because that means someone would had to have gotten into the Silmarillion and
And that's
fucking
yeah, that's a tough one.
translate it, because it's almost like old English. I was telling him, and he read like a couple sentences and was like, yeah, nope,
And I
that's
kind of
fucking
got caught up, and I was like, and then they what the fuck?
It's one of those. It's one of those. You read it, and then all of a sudden you're, wait, what the fuck did I just read?
You're like blinking hard. Am I?
Even if you're full 100% into the book and fully reading it, you go, I don't know how that comprehended at all. Like,
that's how I started to feel. I told you a little bit. That's how I started to feel about Dune. Reading that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it wasn't quite that bad, but like I said, like this motherfucker, like the words they were using, like and everything, is very wordy. Yeah, and I'm like,
that one is just as wordy, probably.
I'm sure it's probably more so. Would not be surprised.
I definitely, but I'm not an avid reader, so I wanted to challenge myself. So that way, after this book,
in the deep end.
Yeah, after this book, every other book should be fucking easy.
I guess that's true. Yeah, get the hard one out of the way.
Yeah, and that one's fucking hard.
It's funny because my dad had all like I remember he had like a collector's edition, back when of all the Fellowship and the Silmarillion and everything. The Hobbit.
Gotcha.
He had the collection of all the books. Fucking they're beautiful, like red leather.
I think I remember seeing them.
You probably did. They were in the game room on the shelf or whatever up there. Which, in hindsight, fucking terrible place to keep those.
A lot of dust
and humid and not insulated.
Yeah,
but I think they came out okay. But yeah, beautiful books from when like they were older, and red leather bound everything. And I remember I was like, "What's that?" And it was like the Silmarillion, and he was like, "I don't know, read that."
that's too much for you.
He's like, "That's like a fucking encyclopedia. Don't just move on. Just move on." I was like, "Okay." I still haven't read the books though, so I need to get around to those eventually.
I want to read them, but then at the same time, I've watched the movies so much, and I'm like, how much am I really missing out of the books? Probably missing a decent amount, but nothing I can't look up,
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, there's always something. But I guess that's my next decision. So I decided to go back in to read Game of Thrones. Restarted book 4 I was on. And I'm thinking now after that, do I go read Harry Potter? Do I go read fucking Lord of the Rings?
So funny because you're talking about reading, and I'm like, I would have watched that shit and been done already.
Read.
That's why I don't get into. If I like, what I'm trying to do is, if I'm gonna read, I got to read something that it wasn't made into a film, so that way it actually is something fresh and new, and it's a different storyline. Like that one book that I was talking to you about, Tender as the Flesh.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, that book. That shit was wild.
Yeah, the girls talked about that one too. I remember hearing about that. I was like, this is some shit.
Cannibalism. That is definitely an interesting topic. We should do an episode about that.
Speaking of cannibalism.
Nice
segue. I'm learning.
You got it.
So, spoiler warning for episodes 8 and the finale of The Last of Us. Fucking spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Fucking spoiler warning. Okay.
Now we can talk
Not
about
only is it a spoiler warning, it's a fucking spoiler warning. Anyway, let me see. What you got? What you got from that?
So I thoroughly enjoyed episode 8. I liked how overall, yes, Joel was in the episode and he played kind of a role in it, but in the end you see Ellie kind of grow into her own.
She had to save herself.
Yeah.
I mean, Joel was coming and he was like only a step behind her.
Yeah.
But she had to save herself.
And he took like a couple people. I mean, not even a couple people. Like he had to fight.
Dude, that that stab scene where he killed that guy, I'm like, that shit was fucking rough. When that guy came down the stairs when Joel was still in bed.
Yeah.
And we watched this motherfucker, like I was like, I felt that motherfucker die. Like, damn. God.
It was, I feel like that's like a thing for HBO.
Yeah,
HBO definitely loves doing very realistic graphic deaths.
Yeah, they go in on that shit.
Because, like, I mean, and it's funny because think of Pedro Pascal and how he died in Game of Thrones. I mean, that show was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I see. I only read that scene. Well, I think I've seen a bit of it, but I haven't like watched that episode or anything. So yeah, I mean, I know that was fucked up. Yeah,
but to see him go around and start doing major damage to other people as a different character is also like,
yeah.
That's but the thing. We know from the games, those games are brutal.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like the whole point of it. Like what they were. I was watching a video and they were like comparing. So Naughty Dog made Uncharted and The Last of Us.
Yeah,
Uncharted still a very violent game, but way different.
But not as
yeah. I mean, like you're still waxing people, but you're not fucking
It's not
strangling a
close and
motherfucker.
personal.
Yeah, you're not strangling a dude while he's trying to claw your fucking eyes out or anything. And that's the thing with The Last of Us is the violence is just so fucking
Prevalent.
brutal. And
Yeah.
prevalence. It's in your face. They're like I mean, and it's like that for a reason. You know, they're like, this is the way life is for these people. Look at it.
And that's most likely, they're probably giving you a glimpse of what would possibly be if we went into some sort of dystopian or post-apocalyptic.
I thought you were going to say Pokemon for a second.
Pokemonian. But if we went into that sort of world, that's how violent it would be.
Oh, yeah.
Because people don't know how to control
Well,
themselves.
shit, yeah, we've said it before. Like in a zombie apocalypse sort of scenario, people would be more of a real and present threat than zombies would. I think.
Even though there'd be a lot more zombies, zombies are very easy.
Yeah, you see zombies and you're like, you know what to do. You know what you're getting. You see a person coming up
Double
the road.
tap.
Yeah, double tap.
Rule
Close
number
the gap.
1, cardio.
What was it? What was rule 3? Always check the back seat. Or which rule is that?
No, that one is like rule 27 or some shit like that. Rule number 3, bathrooms. Avoid bathrooms, I think.
Bathrooms. I never saw the sequel to that. I forgot they did that.
You didn't see the sequel? Oh, bro.
I forgot they did that. That kind of came and went.
I love Zombieland, so.
Oh, the first one I loved it. Yeah. The snowballs. I fucking
Where's the fucking Twinkies?
It's not the taste, it's the consistency. Classic.
Damn Tallahassee.
But with episode 8, dude, I really didn't know they could make David any creepier. But fuck, they did. And like we all knew he was, pedophile. They don't tell you that like he did, basically, But
he did it late, I think.
Yeah,
Kind of later into the episode, so it wasn't too upfront and like, hey, I am a pedophile. Like, don't take that out of context either, motherfuckers. I know how all y'all motherfuckers like doing that shit. Anyways, Dave said that he was a pedophile. It's not like he did that in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But
Hey, my
they
name's
kind of
Dave.
eased into it.
My name's Dave. I like kids. Put her here.
It's like, oh, you like kids? That's cool. Do you have kids of your own? No, I like.
Oh, did I say I like kids? I mean, I like to fuck kids. Oh,
What the?
God. That's it for you, David. Bam.
If anyone introduced me, I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, like
Take me to jail.
honestly, if somebody was ever dumb enough to do that, it's a fight on sight, bud.
It's going to happen. You'll see it in the future.
Hey,
People are going to be like, oh, it's okay for people to like kids now.
yeah, because they're trying to say it's a fetish, right?
There's like it's not a conspiracy. It's a controversial thing where there's people who are now trying to do what's called MAP or minor attracted persons.
That's what it is. Yeah, dude, I will be double dog damned before I ever accept that horse shit. You come up to me and tell me that, I don't imagine it'll happen, but you come up to me and tell me that, what the fuck did you say? The fuck?
Yeah, it's violence on site, bro.
So
You were
it's a-
catching these hands.
It is a fight on site. You do not, there's no, oh, but I'm a minor attracted. No, bitch.
But Dave definitely gave off that vibe
man.
sure. Just the way he was talking to her too when they were
Yeah.
sitting in the cabin after they killed the deer, or after Ellie killed the deer. The two guys showed up and they were like, "Mine."
Fucking ours. I would have done the same thing. Get there, look around. All right, just start taking it.
It made me laugh, and this is just an element of it where how Ellie was holding.
Helen with
it
the
was so
stock.
fucking
The
big.
stock under her shoulder. And
She's
everything.
all, "Step away now!
Yeah.
Back away from the buck!"
It's pretty funny when she's like, put your guns down, yelling from the tree, Hey, I wanted to see 5 seconds before that where she's like, okay, fuck it. Put your guns down.
You see her doing a
Put
prank.
your guns down. That did not work.
It's like when you go in, it's like, all right, put your hands in the air, or what was that? There's a fucking Vine where it's like that, freeze and put your hands in the air, and he's like, hands, put your freeze in the air. Like, fuck, some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
I can imagine her prepping.
Yeah. In the tree, she's like, okay, there they are. Shit. Okay, put your hands in the air. Okay, I got it. She doesn't. She's like, that didn't sound good. But I mean, I guess with the stock under her arm and her at that distance, that's doable. She could just point, bam, just shoot somebody.
True.
Probably only one though.
Fairly close range.
Yeah, probably only one though.
Which is interesting for me. Like why did they both like? Oh yeah, we'll both. But I'm like,
I mean, granted, she was behind him.
It's 2-on-1.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if one spun around, she could shoot one, but then she's got her gloves on. She's got to rack the bolt.
And that's also if they do like the typical TV spin around instead of like jumping out of the way and trying to.
Or like when somebody's like, I remember watching a show. I think it was like One Tree Hill or something how long ago, and the guy, he had a gun on the guy. It was like a very small gas station, and this guy just super slowly just like turned around and just started to leave, and he shot him. I'm like, bro, I'd been turned around and be like, shit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Fucking bobbing and weaving.
Why are we playing games here? This is fucking stupid.
You got to fucking rapid change of direction. You can't just run in a straight lines. Bang.
But yeah, do it just with the cabin scene.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And like, the thing was like, listen to the commentary on that. They were saying Ellie's talking to him in the cabin there. She's thinking maybe she found an actual like good person.
Mm-hmm.
And she did not.
No.
She found one of the worst.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
And it's not just pedophilia.
Nope. They eating folks.
They eating their dead.
Yeah, which is funny because like all the people in the camp know. They know what that shit is.
I thought...
Bork, 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 bork.
I'm about to go down there and strangle some dog. I mean,
people get more mad if you say that.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, else. I'm gonna go down and strangle my sister. Oh, that's fine.
They're like
sibling rivalry. I get it. I'm gonna go down and strangle my dog. You know what?
Get him! Get him, boys!
But with with the whole cannibalism thing, I mean, I thought that only a few. Because he had mentioned to Ellie when she was sitting in the prison cell, that only a few knew.
Well, she found out because she's there and she sees the fucking ear. She's like,
yeah, she just happens to see it. He's like, I would have told you eventually.
No, he wasn't.
After I would have, R-worded you. And
then probably ate you.
That definitely, yeah. Yeah.
And
he's
like
definitely Andre Chikatilo kind of shit.
Yeah, no shit. And the thing was like, God, like I don't remember that line being in the game, but when they're in the diner and he's on top of her and he says like, oh, don't you know the fighting's my favorite part? And I was like, God. And then seeing his like hand go down, I was like, no. And then she's like, you hear her, she's already fucking frantic, losing her mind. She gets more frantic.
Yeah.
Which tells you his hand's fucking there and she's like, motherfucker, and hacks him. And she's just fucking
that death.
I wish I could have seen his face.
I said
or the lack thereof, honestly.
I said the same shit.
It would have just been fucking hamburger meat. Like
it lasted a while. I honestly sitting there watching the scene. I did think to myself, "Oh man, this is going on for quite a while." Okay, Ellie, yeah. Relax. I think he's dead.
Yeah, which like. Totally understandable. Like she's just, dude, the fear and then now has transformed into rage now that she's got the upper hand. Like, you motherfucker, you were about to do what? Goodbye to your face. But like in the game, Joel comes in while she's hacking him. And it's like, whoa, stops her. But in the show, she finishes on her own, I guess.
Which makes me wonder why they chose to let her kind of finish it out rather than kind of keep that portion in.
Yeah.
Because again, Joel did... Their whole commentary after the show, they said, or after the episode, they said, oh, we wanted Ellie to kind of like save herself and do all this and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I get it. That's awesome. I really like that. I really like that switch up that you guys did. But you still could have kept that scene where Joel finally comes in and is like, whoa.
Yeah, which we still had all that. And like in the game, she still saved herself and did what?
You finish your thought real quick.
Okay, I'll say she still saved herself, did all that, and we still got the whole. But instead of him running in to get her and stopping her mid hack, who knows how long she was hacking then though?
Yeah, in the game, yeah.
But then she walks out and he's just like standing outside the door waiting for her or something. Like he's like.
Can you imagine? He's just standing outside and just like she hears her screaming, just
and
then he's just.
Yeah, I'm imagining him. He's like, oh, this is the place. And he's like going up. He's got his hand on the door handle and he hears the screaming and the stabbing. And he's like,
I'm gonna just
gonna let her work that one out. I mean, he like looked in the window, sees her doing that. She's okay. Okay, I'll let her work that one out.
So what I was kind of smirking or laughing at was just the idea of if Joel did come in while she's doing that, and she's just because Bella Ramsey, that was some serious ass emotion, and
Yeah, no shit.
like kudos, because that's a powerful scene.
My
and
God,
it's
like,
very dangerous. Yeah, you got a little
Like I felt it. Like she was hacking him, and I felt that rage. I was like, "Get that motherfucker!" You know.
I felt the rage, but then I also felt like the
ick.
The ick.
Oh, yeah, big ick.
Because of just the situation and what was happening. It was about to happen, and that stuff. That's almost like with bullies. You know, bullies always pick on the people who are smaller and always try to get the upper hand on them. And I fucking hate bullies. So that I was like. And then, but getting creeped out because it was not a typical, like, I'm going to beat someone's ass type scene. So, but while she's doing that, if Joel were to come in, she goes, ah!
And yeah, I mean, she's in a blood rage, right? And she's like,
yeah. So with the amount of emotion in that scene, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe they should have kept Joel.
Yeah.
Maybe they did right in the show.
But yeah, instead of going like, hey, Ellie, he just grabs her, even though she just got grabbed. So that's what she's like, you know?
Yeah, that was a little weird.
But yeah, Precious too at the end, like just like in the game when he's like, I got you, baby girl, it's okay.
Oh, dude.
And you know, they're like, this is the first time he said that since his daughter died.
Yeah.
Because now she is like officially his fucking daughter now. Like in his eyes, that's who she is.
And that really does kind of follow into the next episode.
Yeah, big time.
Because, I mean, what was it? Well, I mean, we'll get into the end of that portion too. But as they're moving on to go to, I guess, I don't know where. I think they're just still trying to find the Fireflies. And Ellie was kind of out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, same like, sorry, excuse me.
And this is like the beginnings of episode 9.
The only thing I was going to say was real quick commentary after the last episode. Something that I thought was kind of interesting they said. After she snapped and killed him, was the commentary was that like, they're saying that after she kills David, obviously we see something snap in her. And we're basically left to wonder, is this permanent? You know?
Yes.
And then we see in episode 9, yeah, she's still fucking reeling from this shit. Like, she's not here, you know? She's fucking just like zombified, like, huh? Like she hears you.
And even Joel, not listening. And even Joel was like, hey, Ellie.
Hey, huh?
What was it? She's like sitting in the back of the truck and she's kind of just, and I'm like, you're still in a post-apocalyptic world.
Right.
Like you can't linger on that too long. Excuse me.
Bless you. But yeah, because like a couple episodes or whatever before, you know, she shot that guy to save Joel. Which like shooting somebody versus hacking their face with a machete, you're still killing somebody, but one's way more personal than the other one. And obviously that was way more personal for a lot of other reasons. Because it was directly saving herself, not Joel. But yeah, like, yeah, she's reeling from like she just destroyed this motherfucker. And we're all like, good. But like, obviously that would still probably fuck with you a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I wonder if she's sitting there in silence, almost visualizing it over and over and over, like PTSD.
I would say certainly.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
No doubt, for sure.
But yeah, leading right into that, yeah, we can, into the finale, that, yeah, she's still just fucking reeling. And Joel's, he's trying so hard. And it's like...
Ultimately, the way he had to try was just go with talking about his scar.
Yeah, which is I didn't expect that turnaround because she asked him about it. And he's like, when they talked about scars, whatever.
Yeah,
and he'd always told her, you know, someone shot at me and missed.
Yeah,
and he finally goes, I'm the one that missed. I was like, oh shit.
I took it for face value. I didn't know if that part, because when I watched the gameplay and all that stuff, I had watched some of the storyline, but I didn't watch too much. And I wasn't sure if that part was actually in the game with the scar and all that stuff.
I don't think so.
So
no.
When I took it for face value, he's all, oh, someone shot at me and missed. I was like, makes sense. Like that happens. And then when he said he was the one that missed, I went,
that's heavy.
yeah, that I had to take a breath.
Yeah, to release that pressure that all just got put on your chest.
Because thinking about, you got to think about where he came from and his beginnings of this post-apocalyptic world. He lost his daughter.
I mean, day 0, he lost his daughter.
Literally. And
he didn't even get a chance to try and fail. He just failed.
Yeah. And
I guess it wasn't really his fault. But
it wasn't his fault, but he carried that burden.
Yeah, he's not going to see it that way, right?
And the interesting part was he said he flinched. And I was like,
yeah,
I'd flinch too.
Yeah, because he said, he's like, I don't know why. He's like, I was ready. I was ready to die. This is what I wanted. But for some reason, he flinched and grazed himself. Like, whoa.
Which is, it kind of makes me think of, I mean, because I have depression and I could not quote unquote pull the trigger, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
And if that were to be me in that situation, I'd probably do the same thing as him. Is like, I can't.
Yeah.
At all.
I'd say we've all been there. A lot of us have been there, and yeah, I don't think I'd ever be able to take that final step.
So it definitely, I don't want to say it resonated with me because I never attempted, I never will, and I don't want to. But it did feel familiar.
Still powerful, yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, so the exhale is definitely, okay, yeah, I get it, Joel. I understand.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't understand, but I understand.
I mean, I can only imagine losing your daughter like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
What's the one thing they say that said parents shouldn't
have to bury their children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I
this is backwards.
Excuse me.
But
then
sorry, did you have something else on that?
No, I was gonna try to move towards the events after that.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna jump back to the intro scene of that episode where we get to see Ellie's mom, who is Ashley Johnson, the voice actress for Ellie. Mm-hmm. Which I gotta say, it was a little weird to hear Ellie, as I know her, like that's her voice, to hear Ellie giving birth to Ellie. and I was like, this is very clearly like a passing of the torch.
It's the Last of Us-ception.
Right? Maybe not a passing of the torch, but it's very clearly like she's the mother, she is Ellie. Mm-hmm. And she's giving birth to this new one. Yeah. I was like, so there's some very clear symbolism here, that's for us cool. Gamers. I
didn't think about it like that, so that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so like I liked it, but yeah, it was like just a little weird because like I'm hearing her give birth and I'm like, that's Ellie. Mm-hmm. But that's Ellie. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Freaking that. What's her name again? Ashley Johnson.
Ashley Johnson.
She was also in Avengers, and my boss pointed that out. I was like,
who was she?
Oh yeah.
Who was she in the Avengers?
She wasn't anyone big. She was literally in the movie Avengers in New York.
Just somebody running by.
She was the diner girl.
Was she the waitress that was like giving Steve the eyes? Mm-hmm. That was her?
The waitress that he saved.
Right.
And she was doing the interview at the end with the news. It's like, oh, he saved my life.
That was her?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know either. And then I thought about it. I was like,
and I know exactly.
Oh my God.
I know exactly who that person is, but I didn't know that was her. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So just like quick little like.
That's pretty neat.
Gotcha. That was sad too, though.
Yeah. Did we get to see how she died? Which, like, dude, damn.
Fucking
like it's funny because I see her running pregnant, and then I'm like, she's like groaning and stuff. I'm like, is she going into labor right now? And then her water broke. I'm like, yep, it's happening. Fuck. And I mean, yeah, it's happening because you're stressed and you're running. So yeah, you're gonna induce labor like that.
And it's interesting to see the whole origin of Ellie, I guess you could say, as to her immunity, because you never got that in the game.
Yeah, they don't tell us. There's like, yeah, she's immune because they just kind of we go with it. Yeah, they're like, I see you thinking about it. Stop thinking about it.
Yeah, it's not that deep, bro. She's just immune.
Just move on.
And to see it kind of being played out was kind of cool, but you also think like, oh, she fucking lied straight up to Marlene. And
yeah, she's like, I cut it before. And like Marlene knew though. She looked at her. She was like, before. And Marlene's like,
yeah, Marlene's a bitch.
Yeah,
was.
She did.
Yeah,
fucking did.
You get to see that later on. But anyway,
same thing in the game. Yeah, he's holding her. And she's like, just let me go. And he's like, nah, you only come after. Wham!
That's why I kind of like The Last of Us, because it's realistic in decision making. Like, people aren't going to be like, oh, let me live. Like, no, bitch. You just fucking tried to shoot. You had your gun at me.
Because I wanted to not kill my daughter, essentially, now. Yeah. I understand, Marlene. You think you're closer to her, but I promise you're not.
Yeah.
I fucking promise you're not.
You had her chained up in the very beginning of the fucking season.
I mean, sure, Joel had his fucking gun pointed at her for like 2 days straight, but, you know, that kind of faded pretty quick.
But that's 2 days versus however long Marlene had her in her chains.
Yeah, and it seems like it was a while.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks at least.
Yeah, so.
But I was, something I noticed with, you know, Ellie getting birthed, and right then, like, which is kind of funny because her mom's name was Anna, as she's fighting with the zombie, I guess that baby Ellie just popped out because of all the exertion.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, damn, that's easy ass birth. She was surprised, like, oh, fucking baby's out. What the fuck?
It's just laying there, and she's like, oh.
Well, I guess I don't got to go through that. Oh, but
Is there any more?
You get.
Oh, God. What's that? Like a fucking curtain? Curtain call.
You're on at 5.
Good Lord.
But with that, I'm like, dude, literally, Ellie's whole life, her whole fucking life, from the night of her birth, has been plagued with violence.
Yeah.
Her life has been violence from the fucking, like, the hour of her birth.
That shit.
Till now.
I mean, to be born in that type of world, I can't imagine less.
Yeah.
But that is a true fact. It is a very true fact.
To see how she is now and to see how she started, essentially, it's like, damn. Like, it's... She never had a chance, you know? This is what her life was, just violence, and that's all it was ever going to be.
And then when the Fireflies fucking... I mean, it was still violent. You know, after the whole thing with Joel and him explaining how, you know, he was the one that missed, and they had like a fairly decent or fairly deep conversation. It wasn't too deep, which I kind of was like, we're talking about a man who was attempting suicide, and though he didn't do it, like we could have got a little bit deeper on that. You know, this was a short episode. They could have gave a couple more minutes on that.
Fair enough.
Topic.
Fair enough. I could have seen a little more, but I did really like, because like in the commentary they even said, during that scene when Joel sits her down, they said, like, you know, Ellie's pretty sure she gets the message here. You know, she's pretty sure she sees the lesson.
Yeah.
That this is gonna pass. You know, and she even says all you know, what'd she say? All things. Fucking, I don't know.
I know what your part.
Something along those lines, like time heals.
Time heals all things.
Something
and he's like, it wasn't time.
Yeah, and he says it wasn't time that did it, and you can see him. He's choking up, looking at her, and she realizes that too. Mm-hmm. And that's when, like, he's like, oh, we should keep moving. He's like, yep, all right.
And then not even shortly after that, they fucking pull out the pun book, and I was like, no.
Yeah, because he's in now. He just totally released. You know, he just let go. He's like, yep. Because you could tell he was trying to hold on to this anger or his sadness, whatever, the whole time. He doesn't want to get close to her, but now he's like, fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just seeing him smiling and he's talking to her like, what do you think? You know.
What did the green grape say to the purple grape?
I forgot.
Stop holding your breath.
Oh, yeah.
Or some dumb shit like that.
Yeah, that's what it was. I heard that and I was like,
I fucking hate dad jokes.
I love them.
And then immediately after that, chink.
Oh, yeah, which was crazy because, you know, if this had been Joel before he met Ellie, they would not have got the drop on him like that.
No, he would have been way more.
Because we saw them like behind him, like, oh, that's them. And they were just like, do.
And they threw a flashbang literally at their feet. I'm like, bro, it don't got to be that fucking close for it to be effective. But all right.
That's one way to do it, I suppose.
Then.
But, yeah, him waking up in the hospital. I mean, honestly, this last episode was, I mean, not quite a 1-for-1 shot. I mean, the way they captured Joel and Ellie was different from the game. Mm-hmm. But other than that, fucking like almost a 1-for-1.
Yeah, like. But it was a fairly, like, I don't want to say it was a very anticlimactic finale, because there were some things that we need to kind of established, but it was straightforward, very straightforward. It wasn't too theatrical. It wasn't super dramatic. You had your little bit of drama in the beginning with Ashley Johnson's playing mom. Then you get the little bit of drama when it comes to Ellie and Joel having their conversation. And then once it rolls, after that part where they get picked off and they kind of get captured by the Fireflies, after that, it's essentially, oh, we're going to use her. We're basically going to give her like, a libido, or not a libido, fucking
Lobotomy.
Lobotomy.
They're not going to give her a higher sex drive. That's the last thing she needs right now.
She's birthing out fucking immune babies.
I mean, that's true.
I mean, who knows? But anyways, but yeah, to do that in order to create a cure. After that, it's almost like, okay, Joel's gonna escape, a lot of action, and then he's gonna fucking dead. And I was like,
yeah,
the episode was good, it was fun, but I was kind of expecting more, and it was a little upsetting because I knew prior to this episode, it was only gonna be 45 minutes or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was like 7 or some shit.
And I was like, you could have gave us a little bit more.
I mean, shit, episode 8 was 50, and I'm like, why are you doing less for this one?
Yeah. It just, I don't know. They could add more. I don't know if it was like a budget issue or if it was whatever, but
I will say, this was one time, like, I still liked how it ended, but it was pretty much just how the game ended.
Yeah.
But this was one time where I went, you could have done something. You could have thrown something else in there. I don't know what, but this would have been one time where I think it would have been totally okay to kind of, I don't know, throw a little something, throw a little spice in there, mix it up somehow. I don't know what, but that would have been a good time to do that.
that's what I was thinking too.
But yeah, when Joel, when he's finding out that, they're going to kill her, and I think Marlene realized Joel's probably not as fucking dumb as she thought he was. Because when he was like, well, cordyceps grow in the brain. Well, because he's like, what surgery? And she's like, didn't answer. And he's like, cordyceps grow in the brain, so you're going to do fucking brain surgery?
Yeah.
And I don't think she expected him to figure that shit out. And he was like, no.
Yeah. And he got aggressive. I mean, remember we were saying how he thinks of her as a daughter now. And I definitely would be like that. If I knew my daughter was going to be going through some type of, even if it was like what they call it, illegitimate. No. Yeah. No. Yes. No. Yeah.
No. I mean, just adopted. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say adopted.
Daughter, yeah. Chosen family. But what was it? Yeah. No. Which was interesting commentary, because as Joel's walking away, they're trying to lead him outside. He's walking down the stairs. He's just thinking the whole time. They're talking in the commentary. They were saying, they're like, and then he finally realized, like, they're like, this is the easiest decision Joel's ever had to make.
Yeah.
They're like, is it either potentially save the world or this one girl who's his daughter? And he was like, that's the easiest decision. He just turned around, fucking go time.
Because he's lost his daughter once already.
Not again.
You really think he's gonna do it again?
Not again.
No fucking way.
And yeah, he went fucking kill mode activate on all those motherfuckers, and he was just Terminator, just bop bop dead, bop bop dead, bop 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 dead. Those guys were fucking all idiots, by the way.
That was funny when I thought it was funny when he walked into the fucking actual surgical room,
the operating room, yeah.
And fucking the doctor's like, "How'd you get in here?" And he's like, "Release her now." And he's like, I'm not gonna let that happen."
Bang.
Like he doesn't take his eyes off of Ellie at all. He just goes,
yeah, he just unhook her.
Yeah. Unstrap her.
And they're like, oh my god. Which, that doctor he killed in the second game, that's Abby's dad. Which is why she has the whole vengeance. So that's why when I saw it, I was like, fuck! We're definitely going to get Abby now in season 2. Damn it! I don't like that bitch. Nah, I do. I liked her in the end, which made me mad. I'm like, you made me like her. Fuck you.
It was like when people hated fucking Negan in The Walking Dead.
I kind of liked Negan the whole time. I mean, I didn't like what he did.
I liked him as a character. I didn't like his actions.
But yeah.
His character was just so diabolical and just... like, he knew what he wanted. He was like a fucking go-getter.
It's
like,
happening.
I'm going to fucking do this. Yeah. What I say legitimately goes.
Yeah, and I kind of liked how he ran, not all of it, but like some of the shit he did, like in his settlement. I was like, I'd have done the same thing. Like he was like, oh, you're here. You fuck with me one time, like really bad. Like, that's it.
But everyone hated him because of the whole Glenn thing.
Yep.
When he fucking
He killed one of
Killed
the top
Glenn.
3 fan favorite characters.
and everyone was like, "Fuck that guy!" And then as the seasons go on, you're kind of like, "I'm kind of feeling for no."
That's how it was with Abby in The Last of Us 2. Like I said, first time they put me in her shoes for the last half of the game, I was like, no.
I refuse.
I ran that bitch off a cliff. I was like, I'm not fucking playing her. No. And they were like, play her. Damn it. And then it got to the point in the end of the game where you're finally playing as Ellie and you're trying to like fight her. And I'm like, nah. And there's like quick time events and I'm trying not to press the button. I'm like, I don't actually want to kill her. It's like, fuck, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
That's how it's a good story. But people are still bitching about, the storyline for The Last of Us 2 is trash. It's garbage. Why? Because they killed your favorite guy? I didn't like it either, bro.
They're saying that, but I was watching a YouTube video and they were talking about the cinema, the actual cinematics and the movie portions of it, I guess you could say.
Okay.
And what they talked about is they didn't like it when you started off with one storyline, you go all the way to the climax or the beginning of the climax, and then you go back in time to repeat that. Like they said, the way it should have played out, which is the way movies usually do it, is they'll go back and forth.
Right.
And you'll play couple stuff here, couple acts here.
Seattle Day 1 is Ellie. After that, Seattle Day 1 is Abby.
And then you back and forth. Yeah. And then you slowly start seeing them go to this rather than you're here and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
I will say that.
It's like, imagine, okay, I would imagine it being like this. You're hiking.
Okay.
You reach the summit and you're about to get to the top of the mountain. And they pick you up in a helicopter and drop you back off at the bottom of the mountain and say, start over. Dickhead. So I think that's what these guys were mentioning about why people didn't like the storyline for. It was just how they played it out. A little
disjointed feeling.
Yes.
I can see that, yeah. And it was pretty jarring, I'll say, like playing it the first time. And I just finished Seattle Day 3 as Ellie. And then it's fade to black. Seattle Day 1. And I went, what? And then I see Abby and I was like, no.
Do it again.
No.
Do it again with your least favorite character right now.
But then I started liking Abby and that's why I didn't. Fucking shit. So divisive. Mm-hmm. And that's what they were fucking going for. You know, that's why like everybody, they killed Joel. How could they do that? Sure had the desired effect, didn't it?
Also, if you guys haven't figured it out by now, this is going to be somewhat of a long episode. So
a little bit. Well, Mandalorian, there's not a whole lot to go over. Just a few things. It'll be once we're done with these past next couple talking points, we'll be onto that and out of here. But I guess real quick, then we'll just jump right into that real quick debate. Do you think Joel did the right thing? It's a tough question.
So
I want to say yes, but it's like, God, but the greater good.
I hate that phrase.
The greater good.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely hate that phrase.
One I'm not a fan of is the lesser evil. I always hate that too.
That one too.
Yeah.
I hate the greater good. It's for the greater good. Who are you to say? Mm-hmm. Who are you to say? Are you a fucking celestial being that knows the fucking future and you know exactly how this is all going to play out? No, you're not. Shut the fuck up.
Sit down.
But then the lesser of two evils. I don't like that either. I shouldn't have to choose between evil.
Which, sorry, totally off topic, but it's something Geralt, the Witcher, says in the show too.
Oh, yeah.
They talk about the lesser of two evils, and he says, I'm going to kind of, not verbatim here, but he says along the lines of like, if I have to choose between the lesser of two evils, I choose not to choose. He's like, I'm not going to, like, I don't have to do that.
And that's what we should have did for the last election. I mean, what?
Which is why they were like, well, if you don't vote for Biden or Trump, your vote's wasted. I'm like, well, no, it's not.
No, I'd rather vote for another one of the fucking 7 other fucking parties that we have in our goddamn political system.
That's why we're like, well, you got to go with the lesser of two evils. I was like, nope, that's not how it's supposed to be.
I would rather just not choose.
I was saying back then, I was like, George Washington and the founding fathers would be rolling in their fucking graves to see like there's only 2. That's not what I meant.
That's not what I meant. That's some bullshit.
It reminds me of like a Joe Rogan stand-up bit too. Where he's like, imagine like the founding father. I don't, again, not verbatim, but he comes back. He's like, imagine the founding fathers come back and they're like looking at the Constitution, like, You guys didn't write any new shit? I wrote that with a fucking feather. Like, you didn't write any new shit? Oh my God.
Well, I remember that. I remember that when he said that. I don't agree. Not, the Constitution, that should kind of stay as is, but you can add on to it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
which is, I think,
not change stuff, but just add on. You can't change, and those additions can't conflict with the original content
that makes sense.
because that's how the country was founded overall. But
Yeah, which I think is pretty much sort of how they actually operate with regarding the constitutional rights. Wherever they're like, you can add, but you can't take away.
yeah,
Which is, military. That how with the regulations, they always say with regulations, you can always add to a regulation, but you can't subtract from it. Which is fucking dumb because there's some dumbass regulations, but that's neither here nor there.
neither here nor there, and
that was a little bit of a tangent.
I would say Joel probably made a decision, and
yeah, he did.
and whether or not it's the right one, I mean, we'll see in the future. Some people know already.
It's like, I kind of, like I said, it's a real tough decision. I tend to lean more that I think he did do the right thing, because who the fuck's to say those guys actually know what the fuck they're doing?
Yeah, are they actual brain surgeons?
Yeah, I mean, like from what we know about like Abby's dad, I don't think he was a brain surgeon. I don't know for sure. I don't think they ever straight up tell us.
he's probably just
I thought he was more along the lines of a veterinarian or something, because when there's flashbacks, it's her like helping him like get trapped. Like this zebra got all cut up in some barbed wire and they're helping it. I don't think he was a vet, but they don't really tell you.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, I doubt he was a brain surgeon. But like I said, who's to say all these motherfuckers really have the capability to do that?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
plus my big point, like it was a little thing when he walks in the operating room and he hears them say, "Do we have enough power?" You think you can really do brain surgery, subtract whatever the fuck that is, and replicate it, whatever, with "Do we have enough power"? I don't fucking think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think she would have just died for no fucking reason.
You're probably right in that aspect. But then again,
I'm not a brain surgeon either.
we don't know.
Yeah. And
We don't know what could have happened.
Put in that position. Yeah, I don't know. It could have saved everybody. It could, like I said, she could have just died for no fucking reason.
That's always the dilemma when it comes to decisions. You don't know what's going to happen, so make the decision.
What's the saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Damn. Take that, political parties.
Anyway, so that is that.
That is that. And now we're going to roll right into that fucking
Go on to Mando real
Mandalorian.
quick.
Yeah. So, episode 1.
Episode 1. I cracked up, right? So, at first I thought it was a flashback to like when Din Djarin was getting his first Mandalorian helmet, because they're doing that little ceremony on the lakeside.
Yeah.
And then fucking River Monster comes out, right?
Yeah.
I was just cracking up because like these guys, they're not doing anything. Here comes the heavy. Boop, 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 nothing. That monster's like, don't give a shit. He like crunched that one guy.
I forget what it looked like. It was like a giant crocodile kind of looking.
Piranha looking. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Slash barracuda or something.
Never seen it in Star Wars ever.
I think it was huge. Huge.
Absolutely
Huge. Those jokes will never get old. But I was just cracking up because, here comes Mando on his fucking Danger Zone ship. Blast that motherfucker. Too easy. I know. Every time I see him come, like flying in, I just expect to hear bam, 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 bam. And they just take him out. No problem. There we go. Yeah. No problem. And when the I don't know what it's called, the canopy on the cockpit slides back, and Mando and Grogu just both look over like, sup. I was like, what an entrance. They just saved the day and they just both fucking sup.
Fucking Pedro and his orphans.
Right? What was it Marco said in the last episode? If you're an orphan, he's coming. He's coming for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part cracked me up. It was like, sup.
This is crazy how I forget her fucking name. I always forget her name, but she's a bitch.
Who?
The leader of the cult Mandalorians.
The
one with the Spartan helmet looking.
The forge, the armorer.
Yeah.
The blacksmith lady. Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget her name.
She's always shitty.
But she's just like, yeah, you're not Mandalorian anymore. He's like, what the fuck? I just saved you guys.
Which still, like, I saw that meme and it always cracks me up when she said it in Boba Fett, when she told him that.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, and it's him and Boba Fett talking to each other, and Boba Fett's like, bro, you got the Darksaber. You tell her she's not a fucking Mandalorian anymore. What the fuck?
This is very true.
You tell her that shit.
Which is, but it drives me insane how he's just so like, I'm a part of the cult. I'm like, what the fuck?
Let it go.
I'm like, you need to listen to Time Suck.
Right, let it go, cult. Let it go, bro. And you saw how they wrote off Cara Dune, Gina Carano's character? Just super hand waved her. Oh yeah. He's like, what about Cara Dune? She went to Special Forces. Anyway, and just kept going. And I was like, well,
you guys are fucking so sad.
Yeah.
Like, God. Stupid.
I remember listening to Bill Burr.
Cry more.
Bill Burr, when they talked to him, when they asked him about that whole thing. Because he was on the show, you know, Bill Burr. He was
right. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking of Bill Mayer.
Oh, no.
When you said Bill Burr, I don't know why he popped up in my head and not actually like Bill Burr.
That's the wrong one. But they asked him about, like, I forgot who. They just brought it up on one of the podcasts. And he was like, you know, I don't really want to say a lot. He's like, because I'm on that fucking show. He was like, but he's like, he said, you know, she was fucking nice. He's like, yeah, she said some dumb shit. We all say dumb shit.
That's what I hate is like people get condemned for saying one dumb thing. It's like, dude, oh my God, chill the fuck out.
We've all said dumb shit. I know I could reach back in my file and just hard cringe.
And I know people are saying shit behind closed doors that are definitely not okay to say.
For sure.
I know for a fact. So when someone says it in public and everyone's like, oh, how could you, monster? And I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
Good sir.
I feel like, you know what's funny is that, you know, Bill Burr saying, oh, yeah, I don't want to say anything because I'm on that show. Dude is real. Have you, like, his
he doesn't hold back.
He does not hold back. He says it the way it
and
is.
he like talk shows he's on too.
And you know what? I only feel like he held back because he just wants to be on the show in a future episode again. However, if he knew that his character wouldn't be, he would have said what was on his mind. And I
went in on that.
I think he may have been like, y'all need to shut the fuck up and stop crying.
Yeah, bro.
Because he is so like, oh, I love Bill Burr.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I agree with him. Yeah, she said some dumb shit, but like,
who hasn't?
Yeah, who hasn't? And like, I don't think it was that bad. It was like I said, it was dumb. I mean, I guess you could call it a, maybe not uneducated is the right word, but just poor choice of words.
Which shouldn't even be a thing either.
Yeah, and it was an emotional response from whatever she's going through and how she felt. And yeah, it was dumb, but you know, she didn't say anything. I think too bad.
Get over it. Yeah. But yeah, the way they wrote her off is just absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, there's like, she went to Special Forces. Anyway, fuck that bitch.
Like if you're gonna, yeah,
I was like, come on,
like,
man.
You guys are being disrespectful. Back.
There
like
was
2 wrongs don't make it right.
Yeah. Well, you know, if we're doing math, 2 negatives make a positive. So fuck you. We win. Disney. Bing.
You would side with Disney.
No.
Yeah.
I am not. Clearly, I was not on their side with this.
I side with the former MMA fighter.
No. Yeah.
She's a badass.
I liked her character. There was a couple times, like in the first season or whatever, where like her acting, I was like, nah.
Yeah, but then she grew on me. She
was better in season 2. And I think, but yeah, there's a couple times I was like, oh, that delivery was
a little rough.
But yeah, I thought she looked great as the character. Like I wouldn't fuck with her, bro. No, she beat the shit out of you.
she beat the shit out of Colossus.
yeah, she did. Took advantage of him being a gentleman too. Oh, your tits out. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Oh, you're such a gentleman. He's like, oh,
yeah.
His face.
You know what's funny? I was watching that with my mom, like
Deadpool.
Yeah, months ago, and she was like, she loved Colossus. She's like, he's a big teddy bear. I knew it. Like in Deadpool 2, when he was like, no, and ignored Deadpool when he came back and he finally showed up. She's like, I knew it. He's a teddy bear. I knew it. And I guess the only other note I had from episode 1 was so episode 9 they brought in those little Fucking those little dudes that can fix everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're episode 9 of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah. I should have said that. Sorry, but I don't know what those guys are called. But yeah, those tiny little guys like this big that are just fucking just beep 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 beep. Yeah, they fix
They were
whatever.
hella funny. I loved them in the.
I loved him in episode 9, and then when I saw him here, I was like, he's back.
Yeah.
Oh, and we got to see the weird big-eared fucking thing from Jabba's palace. All those guys up in the tree. Yeah, that one. Got to see a bunch of them in a tree. I was like, oh man, if your house is by that tree, you better move.
Yeah, dude. As soon as I saw them, I was like, I what I just did right now. I played that. I did that in my head. I was like, it's them.
Yeah. But I was just cracking up because little fucking Grogu sees the little guys and he's like, and he's going to like hug him and pet him, and the guy's like, bad baby. I was fucking cracking up, man. You bad baby.
Like, people may think it's cheesy and shit, but you guys, honestly, if you were to watch like the original Star Wars, it's the same shit. It's the same cheesiness. Like, Star Wars has never been that much of a super serious type of series.
I mean,
it started off as a space opera.
Yeah. I mean, shit, old man Yoda that dude's wacky as fuck.
Oh, dude, he's a fucking crack.
Yeah. No shit.
He's cuckoo kachoo.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. No doubt.
Overall, episode 1 was pretty basic.
It was an episode.
Very simple. Very simple establishing point.
Yeah,
but then when we roll into episode... Oh, sorry. Did you want to...
No, I was just going to say, I watched it and went, yep, Mandalorian's back.
And then when we roll into episode 2, though...
Now we got a little more to talk about.
And we got a little bit more.
Which... Okay, I'll save it for later. But I was going to say, we got a little Grogu solo adventure.
Yeah.
A little team up with Bo-Katan, though.
Oh, and R4?
5.
R5. R4 was Obi-Wan's.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was going to go, yeah, and I went, no.
See, I got him mixed up. So yes, R5, which was the cowardly little astromech.
Cracked me up because he was like, go check. And the thing was like, I wasn't asking. Just fucking dumped him out of the ship.
I just like, just from the very beginning, the dude's like, R5's just, fuck that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, what's her name? Amy Sedaris, whatever her character. I forgot her name.
Yeah.
She's like, go with him.
Yeah, you see it shake like, I don't do this shit.
She cleaned him up, and which is weird because that little droid port was a little weird because like when she made the ship, she took out the droid port and made it so that could be Grogu's seat.
Yeah,
but now he doesn't have it again.
Yeah, now Grogu sits with Mando in the cockpit,
which like cool, but why'd you do it in the first place?
I don't think there were any intentions to have an astromech, and she just happened to just be like, oh, just fucking give you this guy because I don't fucking want him.
He's a little bitch.
He's a little baby back bitch.
He's a little bitch. I don't want him.
It's just like how when right before they leave, she's just like, oh yeah, by the way, he's got a little bit of circuitry issues and blah blah blah. He's like, I thought you said it was good. Oh, what? I can't hear you. The ship's on. What? And then I'm like, why did he take off? I still would have sat there and be like, no, I'm turning the ship off. Why did you give me a faulty fucking droid, you son of a bitch?
Yeah, you're going up. She's oh, by the way, it's a little faulty. What? No, nothing. He's a. What the fuck did you say? No. What?
And I would have dumped him right there. Get him out of my
He's
fucking.
faulty. See ya.
I figured this shit out myself.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Bo-Katan, she a little snooty booty. She like Mando shows up. She's like, get the fuck out of here.
She is salty, but I mean, for somewhat good reason.
I mean, like I said, this is what that I'm aware of, at least her second time within grasp with a darksaber, and it just snatched out from under her. She's like, fuck! How many times?
And then but I did think it was cool because like after you deal with the whole Bo-Katan thing, and then he goes to Mandalore, and we finally see Mandalore on screen for live action. Obviously not the Mandalore that we've seen in Clone Wars.
Right.
But
yeah.
It still was like, oh, there it is. This is Mandalore.
Which I guess is cool because like Clone Wars, we got to see it before it fell, right?
Yeah.
Or totally, because before it, then it was
because the Empire went and just fucking.
Yeah, because they like aligned themselves with the Empire, I think, before they got fucked up. They got motherfucked. But
which I was like, I don't think the Empire could take on the Mandalorians, but whatever.
I mean, they got the numbers, I guess, but like,
I don't know. They have the numbers. They have the firepower, which I think that's ultimately why that was also their ultimate downfall was their lack of major firepower. Because we got to think the Death Star was still probably remnants or something. No.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. When Mandalore originally like got taken out, the Death Star was around, or at least still being made.
Yeah, but they didn't use it on that.
No,
thankfully,
but
it wouldn't be.
But with that threat, with that looming threat, they obviously were like, okay, we can't really do much. And then they're like, Star Destroyer, and it just decimated the planet.
Yeah, I was saying, so like Clone Wars, we got to see it before it fell. And this is our first time seeing it after that. And it's fucked.
Mm-hmm. Most of the city looked like it was
all underground,
under this
rubble,
ground.
Yeah. And Bo-Katan just sitting on her throne, just.
Oh, on what city was she on? Or what?
She was on one of the moons nearby, I think, wasn't she?
Maybe. I'm not too sure.
Because I know I forgot what moon Din Djarin grew up on, but when they're flying in, he's like, oh, see, I'm from that moon over there.
Yeah,
like, Bo-Katan's over there.
Which I was like, wait, what? Yeah. It's like, he was that close?
Yeah, but I guess so. Because I know I originally said, oh, he was on Mandalore. Nah, he was that moon. I forgot what it was. Started with a C. He was, over there.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, and then she's just talking shit. You fucking get your culty ass out of my fucking palace.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, see ya. Took off. And then he got in a rough spot.
Ran into some native creatures on Mandalore.
What the fuck was that thing, bro? That thing was fucking freaky. That thing was like a trapdoor spider laying there, right? And just snapped him up, rolled around, and just took off.
Oh, yeah, the fucking...
that weird droid, but it looked like some organic
It looked like Grievous.
Yeah.
It looked like General Grievous in a way.
Yeah, I was saying, because like, there was clearly something like organic in that thing.
Yeah, but you saw the normal eye.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the fuck was that shit?
Probably just some fucking...
weird cyborg.
Maybe a hyper-intelligent creature that was on there, and when Mandalorian went down, it kind of learned how to use machinery or something like that. That's the only theory I could come up with. And then, I mean, it's not a big deal because he ultimately dies by the hands of Bo-Katan. But yeah, it was just weird. But with Mando, he faced some other subterranean dwellers.
Those like caveman fucking dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see him struggling with the Darksaber still. But but he gave him the business. He did some.
But they got a few licks on him there though.
Oh, there was a second where I was like, is he really about to get just fucking pounded by these?
I was getting mad. I was like, don't do that. Don't fucking have him just get the shit beat out of him. And then he got him. All right, good.
Well, that's why he is a Mandalorian, but at the same time, I don't truly see him as a Mandalorian.
Well, yeah, because I guess technically he's not. He was a foundling. Right?
True.
Yeah.
True. And he was taught by the cult.
Which clearly is like I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Clearly that, whatever cult subsection he's in is not the greater Mandalore. And they look down on them for sure because they're like archaic.
And I don't think they are as skilled warriors. Like, they're skilled. Don't get me wrong. They're not. It's not like they're just some normal stormtrooper or whatever. But I don't think they're on the level of like Bo-Katan. Mm-hmm. She is a Mandalorian.
She's royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I can see him getting a little bit beat up. Just a little bit. And that's why he can't really wield the Darksaber too well either. I forget the reasoning why. I got to look that up. I'm going to sit back on that, but
they said why, cuz like when the armor or whatever was trying to help and train him with it, she's like, you got to let it. You're not letting it basically. Like you're not You're not letting yourself, I don't know, connect with it or something.
It's some weird thing cuz I know it's supposed to seem heavy if you are fighting it.
Yeah.
In a sense, which
super weird.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that episode. What was it? Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah. He was in those 2 episodes he took over.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I'm like, oh, it's Mandalorian season 2.5. But yeah, and we got to see Bo-Katan use the Darksaber, which I'm like, of course she's just a fucking champ with that thing.
And she's just I'm like,
she's just a fucking champ, naturally.
You're badass. I like you. You're badass.
Yeah, Bo-Katan's cool as hell. They have her helmet at Galaxy's Edge and stuff.
Oh, like you could buy. Oh.
I think they had it when we were there because I remember our first day or whatever. Like I was in like the Star Tours shop on the way out, and I was just like looking at the helmets. They had Bo-Katan and Mandalorian helmets there, and I looked over across the shop, and Vanessa was like, and I was like. She's like, you got Boba Fett's last time. Put it down. I was like, damn it. Nah.
Yeah, but I mean, Boba Fett. Is Boba Fett technically an actual Mandalorian too?
So
I don't think he.
That's
is.
why it's tough because was Jango Fett an actual Mandalorian?
I don't think he technically was either. Like and we're talking about like a true Mandalorian.
I don't think he actually was like a true type of Mandalorian.
But we can't discredit him because he did introduce Mandalorians to the Star Wars universe. So, well, technically, Boba Fett did that.
Oh, sorry. I thought they got this wrong. They're like he and his father Boba Fett. I'm like, no. Jango's the dad, but I just read it wrong.
Oh,
a human from Concord Dawn was adopted by Mandalorian warriors. So he's a foundling too.
So he was a foundling. Okay, so he's not a true Mandalorian.
Following the murder of his parents and the disappearance of his older sister Arla in 58 BBY.
That's what I kind of remember was him being a foundling.
Yeah, which honestly is how like I'd say like 99% of the Mandalorians are foundlings. Maybe not 99%, but a lot of them, the vast majority of them are foundlings and not like true pureblood.
Yeah, the true pureblood Mandalorians are the higher ups, the ones that are kind of running the show.
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan as an example.
She's actual Mandalorian royalty.
But yeah, so we see her kind of whoop ass with the Darksaber.
To say the least, yeah, she fucking smoked him.
And then, the whole reason with Mando being there in the first place was so he could bathe in the waters
beneath Mandalore.
And she's like, I'm going to escort you, like, because he had to be saved. So I'm going to escort you. We're going to go down. And they go down. They find the waters. And it was interesting to me because I caught this and I was like, why are they mentioning this so much?
The waters?
No, they kept talking about mythosaurs. And they foreshadowed it right before he goes into the thing. And I go, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, why do they keep mentioning mythosaur? Like that never once has been a thing inside of Star Wars anything.
Other than looking at Boba Fett's sigil and going, there.
But that's the only thing you didn't like. If you didn't know anything about the extended universe, you would definitely look at that symbol and be like, "Oh, that's just their symbol.
It's a cool symbol, whatever."
You don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
And so now they're like talking about it, and they mention it in right before he goes in, and he's all, not donning.
Doffing, I believe is the term.
Yeah, doffing. He's doffing his fucking stuff, and he's all saying the Mandalorian creed, walking in, all of a sudden.
Just like a rock. Whoa, shit.
It was like literally he was probably like at one of those like cliffs.
Yeah, right,
you know how like if you're walking in, it's like do.
Except
yeah. And he just sank. And we really didn't know why. Mm-mm. My theory is that he got pulled under, but who's to say? Don't really know. He just fucking sank. And Bo-Katan was like, what the fuck?
Helmet on.
Grogu's like,
what the fuck?
What do I do?
I don't.
And as we're going down, Bo-Katan obviously finds Mando, grabs him, starts swimming up. And as they're going up, you're seeing something in the background. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then you slowly see it kind of show more and more. And then you see the eye open. I went, no fucking way. Oh my God. They fucking revealed a damn mythosaur.
There's one left.
And there's one left. So for those that don't remember from our Mandalorian versus Halo Spartan thing, the mythosaurs were supposed to be extinct.
Because they hunted them to extinction.
The Mandalorians took on that sigil because they killed them all.
They were the top apex predator, top of the food chain, whatever.
On Mandalorian. Or on Mandalore. And so the fact that there was still one left, I was like, yo, what the fuck? And this is like thousands of years later.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like, oh, it happened a couple of years ago. No, when they made the mythosaurs extinct, that was like thousands of years ago.
That was before they had like their armor and all that before it was the alien race, not like humans or whatever the fuck they are.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna out myself.
You should.
I didn't know what the fuck that was for a minute. Like, because like I remember everyone's talking. You were like, episode 2 so good, and I watched it and I went,
okay.
Oh, what the fuck? What happened?
Yeah.
And then like I remember like people were like, oh, you didn't see that? See what? The fucking crazy ass like big river monster? Yeah, whatever. Star Wars likes big monsters. That's fine. And then they're like, bro, that's a mythosaur.
You what?
Hang on. I got on my phone and like,
rewatches the episode.
I like rewatched the scene of her diving down and she shoots up, and then I'm on a second watch I could see like the tusk horn thing. I was like, oh, okay, fuck, this is exciting.
So, yeah, and I think,
but I was a dumb butt. So yeah,
this is going to be my theory, and I'm going to say this right before we close out this episode because it is running long.
It is.
That's how he's going to become a Mandalorian.
Gonna kill it.
A true Mandalorian. He's going to use the Darksaber, I think.
Oh, what was it? They think that there's sort of theories that he's gonna ride the mythosaur like they used to. I guess they used to do that too, right? They used to ride him. Yeah, tamed him, sort of rhymed him, rode him.
They tamed him, and then I think they just were like ultimately like, oh no, we got to fucking kill these things or whatever. But yeah, I think there has to be more because there's no way they're gonna just give you that and then be like, okay.
Oh yeah, if they just show that and go, did you like that? Don't worry about it ever again, and then take off. They can't do that
because the mythosaur is a big deal when it comes to Mandalorians.
Big time.
Big deal.
Big time.
So I'm excited for the future of Mandalorian.
We got our next episode tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, right? Literally gonna like as soon as I wake up, download that episode and then head off to work. I'm gonna watch that shit on breaks.
Yup, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
So
probably tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's definitely a long one. We had 4 episodes to cover.
We had a lot to cover, which is funny. As I started thinking, I was like, oh, we didn't have a topic, and I went, oh, we don't. Yeah, we do. We don't need one.
Yeah,
we got a lot of shit, a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if we still had a topic. I had to fucking stop this. I had to take all my fucking video. I don't even know how much is left on that card, so we should probably
forget about it. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Goodbye.
Yeah, I know, right? But no, seriously.
See you later.
On a real note, thank you once again for tuning in. This is season 3, episode 2. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and it's not called Anchor.fm anymore.
What?
Yeah, I found this out. It is called Podcasters Spotify, or Spotify for Podcasters.
Spotify for Podcasters.
So the website is going to be podcasters.spotify.com. And that's where you can check us out on there.
Good info.
I found that out. I found that out last week when I was editing. I was like, what the fuck?
No fucking idea.
There's that. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate that like, the comment, the actual subscription, and possibly hitting that notification bell so that way you could see all of our episodes every Saturday for video version. Audio is still every Friday.
Yup.
Yeah. Oh, also, don't forget on our bio of every episode at the very bottom, you'll see a little link that says that you can donate to the episodes or donate to the podcast in general.
Donate to the cause, brother.
Yeah. We definitely want to kind of grow the podcast a little bit more and make it a little more fun for everyone. So if you want to throw some money our way so that we can help you guys be more entertained than just what we have currently, please do so. It's at the bottom of our bios. Go ahead and check that out.
Yeah.
Other than that, I do think that is it for me. Matt, do you have anything else to mention to the nerds?
You know, as my pappy Matthias Tobias used to tell me. He just used to tell me, this is the way. Later, taters.
Nasu.